What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 73. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Mr. Bryant himself.
No, it's not fun. It's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
I gotta say, now you have a Metal Gear Solid shirt. Like, it's just gonna be like, what shirt is he wearing on the
Yeah,
podcast?
my
You
thing. My thing.
know, every podcast has a
shake.
different.
Guess that shirt.
Yeah, exactly. We also got Ash's Joy on here,
Yo, what up, guys? How you doing?
and him with his shirts. We got that Phaneckswhy shirt right there, Ace
Yep.
Attorney.
Apollo Justice come out in 4 days. The trilogy comes out in 4 days.
Are you gonna pick it up?
Get it? Yes.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, physical is only on Switch. So.
Hey, I don't care. Physical's physical.
Yeah. And we also have Phaneckswhy here, Mr. Fanboy himself.
How's it going?
And we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. It was actually an Xbox Developer Direct this week, and quite a few announcements. One surprise announcement there, as well as we're going to talk about Pokemon with guns, or rather, is it really Pokemon with guns? We'll discuss that a little bit, some of the controversy around that title. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us over at Twitch. We do stream pretty much 3 times a week because we have the podcast every Sunday, and of course every Thursday and Friday. Every Thursday we have the group stream, and every Friday is my solo stream, as well as I try to put out YouTube videos at least once a week. Let's actually do something we haven't done in a while and talk about what we have been playing. Let's start off with you, Ash. What have you been playing?
Shoot. I'm trying to finish up games right now. I don't know why I did this recently, but I paid another month of a subscription for FF14 just because. So there's that. I'm like, why did I do that? And then Golden Sun just dropped on the Switch Online. So I'm like, bro, I can't put this on my backlog right now. I can't do that. And then for FF16, I'm almost done with it, in my opinion, because apparently the game says I'm like 82% done or something like that. So I'm like almost there. So basically, long story short, a whole bunch of games are still like not finished yet. So, and it's sad.
Oh, I'm with you on that. What about you, Fan? What have you been playing?
The only 2 games I've been playing recently was The Messenger and Ghost of Tsushima.
Both good games. Ghost of Tsushima, my number 2 favorite game of all time. Really, really good game. Love that game.
Yeah, when I was playing, I was like, they need to make like a wushu, like Chinese like version of this.
That would be pretty cool. Honestly, yeah, that would be amazing. I would play that.
Like in the Three Kingdoms era, you know?
Yeah, that would be cool. There was a game that's an RPG. Apparently, it's pretty popular. It's been around at least in China. Called was it something fairy, sword fairy, or something like that. Like it has numbers in it, and apparently they're on number 7. I was like, I've never heard of this game, and I was looking like at a like kind of retrospective of the game, and apparently, yeah, it's been around as long as Final Fantasy. Well, a little bit, not as long. Let me say, not as long, but it's been around quite some time. And yeah, there's a bunch of numbers to it. It's literally was a turn-based RPG, and now it's an action RPG. It looks pretty cool, but the kind of like graphics are kind of like you can tell
I think I've heard
it's
of
kind of
this.
weird. It's like Sword Fairy, right? Is that what it's called, or
Sword and Fairy?
Yeah, Sword and Fairy. See, that's what it is.
I think I've heard of this. It kind of reminds me of Blade and Soul, like that Korean MMO.
Yeah.
Oh God, not
like
that.
Like the art style, like that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, it is very similar.
I remember.
But yeah, it's a cool action RPG, which, funny enough, like when you look at that game and you look at some of the other like modern action RPGs, they're very similar. Like Visions of Mana is a good example. If you've seen the recent trailer, like that, just the fighting and the combat style reminds me of that. But yeah, that's set in a fictional, like more mythical Chinese setting. But nonetheless, I do kind of like that. I would like something more realistic. Yo, Joe, what is up, man? Long time no see. Welcome to the stream. What about you, Bryant? What have you been playing?
I kind of have a carousel right now. Today, most of the day, I was playing The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Nice.
That game is such an enigma to me. It's like 1 second, I just appreciate the scope of it, how beautiful it is, how I can't. It's like almost impossible to put into words how
Mhm.
gigantic it is and how dense it is. And there are moments where I'm like in awe and everything just clicks. And then there's moments where it's like there are these quests that are just so um
Disconnected.
ambiguous. Yeah, disconnected, ambiguous, like where you're supposed to just like know to do these things innately, and like it makes me feel like an idiot. And like I really don't like looking stuff up online
Yeah.
because I like the kind of pureness of it, and I kind of like just being in that game world and using context to get around. So I'm done with like the 4 shrines or whatever, or not the shrines, the 4 the the
The
weather events or
temples.
whatever with like the
Yeah.
different, yeah. And now I'm supposed to go to Hyrule Castle and we'll see what's going to happen next. But
Nice,
like it's
nice.
just frustrating because there are parts that I really like and I'm starting to really get the hang of the powers like the what do you call it, where you go up,
Ascend.
moving stuff around, would ascend, yeah,
Yeah.
ascend, and moving stuff around and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm starting to get the hang of it and starting to understand the mind space that they want you to use when you solve
Mhm.
puzzles. And then I'm also playing Octopath Traveler 2, another one where it's what I really like are games like Chrono Trigger and like a Final Fantasy 7 and stuff, like where there's like this main narrative and it's very focused, and if you want to kind of go outside the lines you can. But like Octopath I've found is very, it's kind of confusing to me how it works, where it's like you have your first character and then like you meet other characters and then like you have the chapters to do of those characters, but like where do they stand in the grand narrative? And like I just, it's hard for me to kind of wrap my mind
Yeah.
around, but I'm gonna keep trucking and trying to figure out what it's trying to get me to do. And then and that's a gorgeous game too. Like I'll put up with a lot just because of how pretty it is and how great the
Yeah.
music is, and the battle system's really fun. Um
Are you
and then
playing that
lastly,
on your Steam Deck or are you playing it on
I am
Switch?
playing it on my Steam Deck, you betcha, with
Nice.
that OLED screen, you bet. Um, and then lastly, I've been trying to get through Castlevania Circle of the Moon on the Castlevania Advance
Nice.
collection, just because I remember when that came out in 2001, I think is when the Game Boy Advance came out. That game was just so heralded by gaming magazines and stuff as just being like such a perfect Castlevania game, except the fact that they didn't have the Game Boy didn't have any the Game Boy Advance didn't have a backlight to it,
Yeah.
so people would have to like
It
get
was
warm
too
lights,
dark.
and it was too dark. Yeah, and
Yeah.
now it's like you have it on PlayStation and it's beautiful on like a big screen and everything. So I'm kind of just circling those 3 games and just trying to pick up pieces of my backlog where I can. And I even booted up Xenoblade Chronicles tonight just to kind of see how that felt, and we'll see what
Nice.
happens.
Ooh, speaking of Xenoblade Chronicles, this just
Did
came
you get the
in.
new dual pack?
Oh, you got the new?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh no,
nice,
my
mine's in
my
the mail.
background blur is blurring it out. No, why won't it? Background blurs
It's
it.
that
But yeah,
censorship.
yeah,
straight,
exactly.
straight up.
No, but yeah, it came in. I was like, yes. Now I have on my wall here. I have Pyra Mithra,
Hmm.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I have Noel Noah and Mio, and then I'm missing Shulk because I don't have Shulk yet. So gotta get the Shulk amiibo, and then
Mm.
I'll have Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 amiibos. And then that set will be finished. But yeah, I'm telling you, I know you were talking about it in the Discord. I think you will like it, especially once you start understanding the whole lore. In my opinion, I think you fall in love with it. It's kind of like the Nier series. Like
Hmm.
the game is good, but then once you understand the whole lore and like all the like games that came with, you're like, wow, like this is actually pretty amazing. So this is kind of like that, just not as confusing. It's more straightforward because all of it is actually told in the games. Specifically,
Mm.
part two. Part two has a lot more to the lore, or adds a lot more to
Mm.
the lore than part one does. Part one is, how can I put it? It's kind of a little bit more standalone. Not it's standalone, but
Okay.
not standalone, if that makes sense, because it is part of the
Yeah,
story. One, two, and
it's a good
three
way.
are all they're a trilogy, so they all
That's a good way to put it.
intertwine with each other. But it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of standalone in terms of its events, if that makes sense. I'm
Probably
not.
because they weren't anticipating making 2 more games, maybe, so they
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
make it
yeah,
closed or whatever.
for sure. You can tell that they definitely weren't, because in the remastered version, they actually edited some things, which
Mm.
I don't want to give away, but they edited some things there, some like cues, because there was like a lot of people when 2 came out, a lot of theories started popping up about certain things that happened in 1, and then when the remaster version came in, it actually confirmed all these theories that people had of certain characters and certain things that happened in 1, which was kind of cool. But yeah, basically exactly what you said. That's exactly how it was. But yeah, as far as me, I've been playing Triangle Strategy. I've mentioned it multiple times. It's on Humble Bundle right now for $30. So if you haven't gotten it, highly recommend it. I'm happy to have it on Steam, because like the issue I have with the Switch is I started noticing a lot of blur, which is kind of weird because it's HD 2D, right? The maps are not giant, but there was so much blur. Like you do have like the backgrounds because the maps are, you have like the whole map, and then behind it is the world map that you see in the game where you kind of move around, which that map has like a bokeh effect, which is, I understand. But like the actual game itself, like the sprites and everything were very blurry, and I did not like that. Fast forward to like the Steam version, I'm here playing on my Steam Deck, and yeah, it looks a lot better on the Steam Deck than it does on the Switch. So I'm actually happy that I'm playing it again on the Steam Deck. But I've been playing that. I enjoy it. The music is kind of, it's funny. It has like a nostalgic feel to it, even though it's not like, that game's new, right? It's a couple years old at most, but there's like a nostalgic feel to it, which is part of the reason why I wanted to get back into it. Because watching the Geek Show's archives, every time he got to that game, I would listen to the music, and like I usually would have it on in the background while I'm doing something else. And every time I heard that music, I would look over. It's like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's Triangle Strategy, and it just, I don't know, it just talks to me. And I've been playing Golden Sun, well, trying to play Golden Sun, but I've mentioned it a couple of times. Like my wrist hurts really bad when using my Switch now, so I can't. It's hard for me to use my Switch, which kind of sucks. But it's very hard for me to use my Switch right now because for whatever reason, every time I pick it up, including using the Nitro deck, my wrist hurts. If I pick up the Steam Deck, I don't have that issue at all. So I don't know. I might have to retire the Switch, unfortunately, because I can't hold
Oh,
it.
you just need to get a grip for it, man.
That or get a
one of
better
the,
grip.
Ori or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta try the Hori. Because I'm using the Nitro deck, and the Nitro deck feels good, but I don't know. It's just, well, the thumbsticks are kind of suck, but like I don't know. It's just like it hurts my wrist really bad, like my wrist and then my pinky and ring finger, like they hurt really bad. So every time I hold my Switch, I'm like, ow, like I'm in pain.
Why don't you get that? They make that kind of like the phone holder, right? But
Hmm.
for the Switch,
Yeah,
and you just use a regular like Switch Pro controller.
I feel like this is gonna hurt my wrist more because I've used like my dual. I have a not dual sense, DualShock 4 controller, and I used to put my phone on top of there for remote play, and my wrist started hurting more because all the weight's on the like back side or on the top side. So it's like I'm using more of my wrist trying to keep it up straight, and that just like hurts because I use it
Oh
mainly
no.
when I'm in bed, laying down.
So I've
Oh,
seen
wow.
like people's videos of it. And they had like the screen like literally
Hmm.
right on top of the controller
Yeah.
because it has that much of an angle on it where like it's sitting right up here, so your hands are like
Hmm.
right underneath the screen.
Gotcha.
So there's not much like back weight. It should
Yeah.
all be like
Mm.
below it.
That
Might
makes
have to try something like that. But yeah, and then also I
That or
don't.
just get grips.
Yeah, I mean the next best thing might be the Hori one. There's a new design that came out. I don't remember what it was now, but I was thinking of getting that. I think it was Sonic, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, they have a few. I have the the Hori Split Pad Pro. It's not like the old version. It's like the newer
The
version. That's
compact.
a little compact. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't recommend it enough. The only thing that sucks is it doesn't have rumble, but other
Yeah.
than that, it's perfect. It makes it so much more ergonomic.
Yeah, and there's some cool designs because I think they just came out with a Sonic one,
Yeah,
or
I just
maybe
have
it's
a red
something
one.
else. Yeah, because there's a basic red one. There's like a grayish like or white one, something like that. There's a Pokemon one, so there's like Gengar. No, they just came out with a Zelda one. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I know they just came out with a new design, and I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. No, Dragon Quest. That's what it is. The Dragon Quest
Mm.
Slimes one. That's the one
That
that I
has
was
yours
looking
written
at.
all over it.
Yeah, because I was like, I just remember. Yeah, it was a Dragon Quest one that has the slimes all over. I was like, yes, I gotta get that one. But yeah, and then I'm waiting for my King Kong 3 Max controller to come in from Goalie Kit. Super excited to get that, review it, and also play around with it. So hopefully it comes in sometime this week. So when we do our group stream, I can play around with it and kind of get ready for a review. I'm very excited for that. I've been waiting for that for a while. They said it was gonna be available in December, and it didn't show up until like it wasn't available till last week. So yeah, thanks for lying about that. Uh, but anyways, let's start going in with some of our bigger topics. Actually, a smaller topic for today. Prince of Persia seems to be a pretty big hit, which is good for the genre because Metroidvanias, you just mentioned Castlevania Circle of the Moon, is something that for a while there was kind of missing. You had Hollow Knight, and I think outside of that weren't that many, like Ori and the Blind, or Will of the
Right.
Wisp and Blind Forest. You had those games, but there weren't too many of them. And I feel that like Metroid Dread kind of revived the love for that, and then we're getting a lot more Metroidvania games, which is nice. And hey, Metroidvanias are amazing. I love it. I'm glad Prince of Persia is a hit. I will pick it up eventually, just not yet because like we've been mentioning, there's a lot of games I want to go through. I want to finish Triangle Strategy, and then after that, I gotta pick up Granblue Fantasy because I do want to play that. I'll probably be streaming that actually. And then Persona 3 Reloaded comes out like a day after Granblue Fantasy, so I gotta
And
worry
you
about
could
that.
Like a Dragon
Yeah, and Like a Dragon comes out. Like, oh man, it's
and
like
Tekken
too many
8.
games. Yeah, too many games coming out. Oh,
Mm.
on a side note, I just saw that Persona 3 Reloaded is Steam Deck verified. I went to
Sweet.
the
Oh
page and
man,
I
that's
saw
gonna be
that.
more. That's gonna be even more exciting since I'm getting Steam Deck OLED soon. So,
Dude,
Did you order
imagine
yours
that
yet,
art
Ash?
style.
what'd you say?
Did you order it yet?
So my family wants to order it for me as a graduation
Oh,
gift.
nice.
Oh, nice.
Ton.
Yeah. So, and they told me when I might receive it, probably by the end of this month or sometime beginning of February.
Awesome. You have to
Nice.
do a
Nice.
little show off when you get it
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
on the
definitely.
podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I did when I got my Steam Deck. I did an unboxing on Twitch.
Nice.
Hell
And
yeah.
as soon as I unboxed it, I installed like Hollow Knight and started playing it just to
Yeah.
show it off.
Nice. No, imagine like the art style to Persona 3 Reload on
Can't wait.
OLED. That's gonna
Can't
pop.
wait.
Like that art
Oh,
style is
yeah.
gonna pop. So
Oh god, that's gonna be great.
yeah. One thing I'm waiting for because they haven't said it, like Granblue Fantasy Relink. We don't know if that's gonna be. It's not Steam Deck verified right now, and I'm kind of worried that it's gonna have the same treatment like a lot of other Japanese RPGs, where certain things don't work, therefore you can't play it. So like Valkyrie Elysium, I've mentioned that game like plenty of times that that doesn't work properly on the Steam Deck. Star Ocean, the Divine Force doesn't work properly on the Steam Deck. Stranger of Paradise doesn't
Grandia, like I
work.
mentioned.
Yeah, Grandia doesn't. So like I hope it doesn't have that same issue, but we'll wait and see, I guess. But yeah, eventually I'll get Prince of Persia. But speaking of Like a Dragon, Like a Dragon has some controversy right now.
Oh yeah, this is controversial.
Yeah,
controversy
this is
happened?
weird. So, in order for you to get New Game Plus right now, you have to pretty much spend $15 more and get the deluxe edition to have New Game Plus. The base game
What?
will not have New Game Plus as of right now.
So crazy. That's so
It
awful.
is.
Bro,
Yeah.
come on.
It's
They
like
literally think all gamers got infinite wealth right now. Like,
Oh, didn't.
dude, no, that's
it's I don't know what's up with Sega. Like Sega, sometimes they go like 2 steps forward and 1 step back, right? Not
yeah.
because they usually do some
what's up
amazing
with that?
things. Right now, Sega's getting a lot of love, and they're doing this. So, like, come on, dude. Like, Sega, you were in a great position. People are loving where you're sitting right now, and then you're doing something as stupid as this. This is like an EA move. Even though EA hasn't done anything like that in a while. Like, this is something that I would expect from like EA or even Ubisoft, not Sega.
That's
It
weird
reminds me.
because
Go ahead.
like that's weird because like nobody was talking about this. Like I never heard about this until you just said it now. I'm surprised nobody's talking about that. That's ridiculous.
Few people are.
Oh, it's talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, few
A
people
few
are.
people, like who exactly?
A couple of the at least one of the voice actors came out and said something about
Yeah.
it.
Wasn't it Yang? Is it Yang Yi or Yang Ye?
Oh,
Like, I don't know
Young
how to
Yeah.
pronounce it.
Oh
Yeah.
I know he is. I watch him sometimes. Yeah, Young Yeah.
Yeah.
So he talked about it. Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Well, who else? If you guys remember.
There's some. I think VGC reported on it too.
Oh, VGC. Okay.
Yeah.
Put you this way, I don't know if there's a lot of people that are coming out and saying, you know what, that actually really makes sense. That's a good move on them. I'm pretty sure
Oh, God,
everybody's
my
universally
heart.
against it.
My heart. Yeah, about this. If people just straight up ignored this and just accepted it,
Yeah.
It's not accepted. I don't
that
think.
would be
Yeah,
really bad.
definitely not.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a weird thing to do. I don't understand that because we have games like God of War, right? Might not have New Game Plus in the beginning, but later on they'll
Right.
update it and add it New Game Plus, which is like okay, whatever if it's not there in the beginning, but to actually
They
have to
charge for it.
buy, for
Yeah.
New Game Plus, like you're crazy, like,
They-
and the game's
they
already
gave- they gave us
$70 too.
DLC. They gave us DLC, bro.
Yeah.
Free DLC. It's like
It's-
that.
Yeah, I don't
You know-
understand this by Sega, and yeah, honestly, this is not good. We'll see how it sells because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be upset, because New Game Plus, even though I guarantee a lot of people probably won't even play New Game Plus to begin with, but still, like not having it there to begin with, I still think it's dumb.
It's anti-consumer. It reminds me a lot of when they released the update to Persona 5 for PS5, and they wanted you to pay a full
Yeah.
price thing
That
for
would
it.
be a
And
lot.
dude, I am as big of a Persona fan as there is. I have a tattoo on my arm here of Joker and everything. But like, do you think I paid full price for that PS5 upgrade? No, I waited for that to go on sale and I bought it. And I did eventually pay for it, but like to not even have like a $10 option, but that's just kind of more of that Sega thing that they're doing right now, where they're just charging for things like that are very not for the goodwill of the gamer, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Where Sega's at. They're in a not I want to say they're in a weird position, but this could lead them to going into a weird position.
A lot of stuff, man. That stuff going on. Putting standard features behind a paywall. Freaking, who is it? That CEO of Ubisoft saying, "Be comfortable about not owning your games."
Oh, I want to sock him, bro.
I mean, a lot of people are upset about his statement, but like if you read the whole interview, like the people that put the article out there, like took it out of context.
Yeah.
Like there was
they
more
did.
to what
did
he
they?
was. Yeah, there was more to what he was saying. He was saying like he was talking about video game subscriptions that people need to get comfortable about not owning their games, because just like Netflix and Hulu, like stuff like that, when you get those subscription service, you don't own
Oh yeah,
the
of
content.
course.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's
makes
what he was
sense.
talking about. But then
I'll
like
retract my statement then.
But then people were all like, when they put the articles out, they took his comment out.
Yeah.
Like
I just don't like that being put out there, even if it
Yeah.
was taken out of context.
Yeah.
Like, a person that's that high up that has to deal with public relations should have a more pretty way of saying that, in my estimation.
I know.
Mhm.
He should have said it in a better way, but
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're gonna like do a 180, like a change.
Yeah. I
You know?
mean, yeah, I mean I hope they do. Like they should just release it, put it for free. It's kind of sometimes when you like, it's not a pre-order bonus, right? This should not be like a pre-order bonus type of deal or locked around like it's just stupid. Like New Game Plus is a game mode. Don't charge
Yeah.
for that.
It's
Like,
It's for
already
people
done.
that love
It's
your
already
game
done.
too.
yeah, exactly. Like
If anything, just make do you get it right away, or do you have to unlock it once you beat the game?
I'm
I
pretty sure
should
you
be
have to
probably
unlock
to
it
unlock
unlock
the game.
it. I don't think they said
Yeah.
exactly
Otherwise,
what
what's
it
New Game
was.
Plus? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, like, why don't they do it like what Metroid Dread did? Like, if you want to unlock Dread mode, you have to beat the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what James was saying.
Yeah, like that's normal,
Yeah.
right? Usually
Yeah,
New
it's
Game Plus
a
is
normal
you
thing.
beat it,
It's just
and
now
then
they're
you
trying to
get
make
New
it.
Game Plus.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a normal thing for New Game Plus to be unlocked after you've beaten the game once. It's just right now what Sega's doing, they're putting that stuff literally behind a paywall. So even if you beat
Crazy.
the game, you're not gonna get it unless you pay the extra money for it,
Yep.
which is stupid.
And those are the most hardcore of hardcore fans that want to go
Ooh.
through your game again, and you want to punish them. It's
Yeah,
just it's not.
Exactly.
I know the Yakuza fandom or those are people that like literally will call out criticism if there's something wrong. So I
Very
hope to
passionate.
God they will like boycott that crap. I just hope they cancel their pre-orders to teach them a lesson. Like
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. I want to see something like that.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's not good practice at all.
Yeah.
At all, man. For a franchise that is growing, especially here in the West, right? That franchise has been growing, especially with Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, or Like a Dragon 7. That got a lot of new people to get into the game. Some people are even saying they prefer the turn-based over the old school action. I say old school, but like the older action combat that they have, and it's like you come out like this, not a good sign, unfortunately. But we'll see.
So the
They'll probably
difference
reverse
is
it.
like, what is it? The difference in
It's like
price.
$15.
Okay.
Because I think it's 70 is the base game, and then like 85 is for the deluxe.
The deluxe.
And then there's like another one that's $100, I think.
The ultimate, that's the one I'm gonna get as soon as I see a good game billet or fanatical deal, because I want to play through it on Steam, because I played Like a Dragon,
Yeah.
Yakuza Like a Dragon on PC. So I'm waiting for a good deal, and then I'll absolutely be all over that ultimate edition.
Yeah. Always use gg.deals. That's where I look at the deals constantly. That, and also they'll like, you can set like on your wish list, you can set for certain alerts, which is good. So when I had Triangle Strategy on there, for example, and I got an email right away that Humble Bundle has it the cheapest now. I was like, oh, sweet. But yeah, hopefully they'll fix that. Maybe they'll do an update or something like that. To actually comment on what you were saying earlier, Fan, about the Ubisoft CEO. What I think the issue I have with like the statement, and I know he says a little bit out of context, but that whole thing is that the difference between, for in my opinion at least, the difference between like a movie or like a TV show or something like that versus a game is I spend way more hours in a game versus watching a movie, right? A movie, 2 hours, you're done. So I don't mind not owning that because typically with movies, outside of certain movies, I watch it once and I'm done. I don't need to watch it ever again. Where on a game, I'm spending, what, 15, 20, 30, 40, 80, 100 hours in depending on the game. And that's just a totally different experience than a movie. So that's something
But
that
you also have to, if you figure in the costs, a video game's what, $70 now, right?
Yeah.
Movies, when you buy them, they're $20, $30.
Yeah.
So if you factor in the amount of time you spend in the game versus the amount of time you spend on the movie, you get more for your money on a video game.
Yeah.
Right? So whether you own it or not, it's going to depend on the developer to keep adding content to that game so you get the most out of its life.
I mean,
So but it is up to them.
yeah.
They make it.
I
If
guess
they want to continue doing it,
yeah,
it
also
up to them.
depends on when you buy the game, right? Because I bought Triangle Strategy for $30. Actually, when Triangle Strategy launched, I got it for $10, and that's it's definitely longer than any Blu-ray.
I finally bought Dragon Quest 11 at as lowest as $15 for the Green Man game.
But just I'm talking about like when games
That's a heck of a deal,
when a
man.
movie or a game
man.
comes out at at release,
Yeah.
If you take into like the time you spend into it,
Yeah.
and like the amount of money people spend on making a movie versus the amount of money they spend on making a game, some of it is like really big difference in proportions and costs and budget.
Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes.
Not always, but sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering about the whole game, about the Sega thing, about the pricing, right? If they're worried about making money, then what they should do is just like get rid of the $70. They can do what everyone else has been doing, increasing the rates of the games, right? Because I mean, costs of games have not changed. Really, if anything, they are starting to go back up to what they cost when they originally were out back in the 90s and 80s, right? Because they were like $60, $70 back then, and then they got dropped down to like $40 to $50 in like the 2000s. Now they're going back up to $60 and $70.
Yeah.
But if you factor in inflation, games should really be costing about $100. It's still cheaper.
Yeah.
So, if anything, if they're just like talking about, hey, costs, then that's the standard edition, right? If you want all this stuff, buy this model, which is $80, $85, or buy this one, which is $100.
It's just they have to pay. They need the extra $15 for Danny Trejo being in the game. So they got to make that money. They must have spent a lot on having him in there, voicing his character, and also using his likeness.
I get games are expensive, but if you spend 50 hours into a $80 game, you're getting your money's worth.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into our first big topic of the day, and that is the Xbox Direct. So Xbox, in my opinion, I titled this Xbox Strikes Back because the Direct was good. It was good for the games that I was really into, I guess you could say. There's some stuff that I didn't really care about, but like there was also a pretty big surprise because we only knew there was going to be 4 games, which was Indiana Jones, Avowed, Hellblade, and Ara History Untold. But like the Direct came out and there was a special surprise, and that was Square Enix showing off more of Visions of Mana. And that was pretty awesome, honestly. Like having Visions of Mana there was pretty cool. We also got like a release window of summer 2024, which I'm excited about. The game is looking great. It's looking amazing. It's pretty much what you expect in a modern day Mana game. It's a lot more actiony, so you can jump, attack. They were showing some cool stuff there. Graphically, it looks beautiful. I love the art style. It's that cell shaded art style.
Trials of Mana.
Yep, just like Trials of Mana, exactly.
Yeah.
Except combat flows better, right?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah.
But yeah, what were you guys' thoughts on? Let's start with Visions of Mana first, because there was multiple games like I mentioned. One of them that we're gonna skip by is probably Ara History Untold. I don't know if was anybody here excited for that one. I'm gonna take that or no, yeah, because most people don't even know what that is. It was like I think it's the same group that made, or same team that made Age of Empires, so it's a RTS style game.
Yeah.
No, I lie. It's more like Civilization, because it's like you have different like civilizations basically and stuff like that. That's coming out fall 2024. Unfortunately, it's not my cup of tea, so we're not gonna talk about that one. And I mean, there's Hellblade 2. We finally got a release date of May 21st, 2024. Game
About
was
time.
announced. Yeah.
I
Game
can't
was
believe they
announced in
also
2024 or in 2020, right? Or 2019 was it announced? 2019, I think it was. When it was
Yeah, I think it
announced.
was 2019.
Yeah.
I can't believe that it took this long to get a release date, and they just announced that
It's shorter than the
that
first game.
it's like 5 or 6 hours, and it's like it took you 5 years to come out and get a release date. Like serious, like if it was like our first game was 7 hours long, and the new one's gonna be 40 hours long. I mean, okay, that makes sense, but like it's another 5 or 6 hour experience, and it took 6 years, and it took this long to make a release date. Like really?
Yeah.
I feel like
I feel like there was a lot of changes. What happened was like they probably had stories and ideas, and then
Maybe.
they kept crumbling up and throwing out the window. And like, all right, we got to figure out something else because that didn't work.
Honestly, I think they just showed us half the game. I don't
Probably.
know, man. I hope not. I hope not. I hope it's just those are just teasers. But
I mean, if you want to play the first one, it's on Steam for like less than $10.
I think I already have it.
Yeah,
Already,
it's also on Game Pass, of course, if you have
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I think it was on PlayStation Plus a while back
Double
too.
check. Check my Steam.
But yeah, there's that's cool. Like I never played the first one. I probably won't play the second one. I don't know. I just don't care for it. And then they showed Avowed and Indiana Jones. Avowed was another one that I was actually into because I like Obsidian games, which is funny because I don't really like Western RPGs, but I do like Obsidian games. And I'm actually interested in this. It looks pretty cool. It just looks like an Obsidian game in first person, right? And I'm excited to see. They showed off more gameplay, a little bit of the world, like the art style, and they explained like why they chose the art style, which I don't care. It looks cool.
And Obsidian
Mhm.
is like Fallout New Vegas and Outer Worlds, not Outer Wilds, right?
Outer Worlds. Yep.
Okay.
Outer
World,
Worlds. They did Knights of the Old Republic 2. So they did that as well. There's a couple of other games that I can't really think right now, but they did quite a few games that I was actually really into. Dang, why can't I remember? There was another one. Oh well, it's it's in my head.
Come on, James, pull it out. You got it.
Pillars of Eternity. They did that.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and I actually like Pillars of Eternity. It's pretty cool. It's a isometric style RPG. Again, it's a Western RPG, which I'm not a fan of. That means if I like this developer and their games, there's something going on there. But it's a pretty cool game. It reminds me of like old school I'm trying to think like old school RPGs like Diablo 2 kind of, but more RPG, less actiony. Or like Legacy. Have you ever played the original Legacy of Kain? Like there was a lot of that there was reminding me of.
Okay.
So pretty cool nonetheless. But yeah,
I only played the Knights of the Old Republic 2. That's the one I played.
yeah, I played Knights of the Republic 2. Pillars of Eternity was on Game Pass, or it probably still is because Xbox owns them now. It's pretty good. You should try it out. It's pretty neat. Avowed actually takes place in the Pillars of Eternity world, so if you've played those games, and you're probably even more excited because you can see like a lot of the classes they have there, a lot of the same areas and so forth. I recommend it. Try it out. You might like it. But yeah, and then Indiana Jones, they also showed off, but we'll talk about Indiana Jones later. Let's actually start off with Visions of Mana. What was everybody's thoughts on Visions of Mana? Are you excited for it? Do you not care? Let's start off with Ash.
First, you're gonna pick me because you're the one who told me to watch the trailer before
of
the
course.
podcast. But okay, so I did. I was trying to like skim as much information as I possibly can. I think I did miss a lot of key stuff that they said from the thing, but overall, I do like the trailer. The game looks fun. Game looks nice. Don't know when did they ever announce a release date within that video?
No, just a window, summer 2024.
Okay,
sometime this year.
Yeah, so I'm definitely I'm not like ups and down for this game, but I definitely want to give it a try when it comes out, and hope to God they have a demo. I want a demo. Like so.
Square
it kind of looks back to like Secrets of Mana, where you have the main protagonist and you get your party members, right? Because Trials had like kind of the same, but you got to pick. There was like more. You get to pick like which main character you wanted to play, and then like Sword of Mana, kind of the same thing. You could pick either a boy or a girl, and then you play based on that. And then they also had like kind of a weird like build your town type mechanic thing. So it's interesting to see in the trailer how they're moving back to like Secrets of Mana, where you have this main protagonist, and the story is going to revolve around them and his interactions. That's what it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm kind of hoping, because then that's going to be more story focused and more character development for one person.
Yeah, that is the thing with Trials of Mana. It has almost an Octopath Traveler like feel
It's
to
just
it.
too many like
Yeah,
I had like a bunch of different save files because I wanted to like go different paths, and then it got too confusing.
mix and match. Yeah, because you have 6 characters to choose from, and you can start with
Yeah.
one, choose your 2 party members.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what about this? Like, how do they interact and go a different route? Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, that. Any other thoughts, Ash?
Not really. I definitely do like the I definitely do like the attacks that we're using. Like it looks really fun. I'm just hoping that they just release a demo. That's all I'm asking. I love the rise of demos recently, but mostly coming from Japanese studios. I just keep that going. Let's keep that going, so that way I can try out the game, and if I like it, then I can buy it. It's as simple as that. That's all I want.
I like Square's idea of like, here are the first 3 hours of the game, right? You can play that, and then they transfer to your actual game, which is kind of cool. Like, what game? There's a game that did that recently. I'm trying to think. Star Ocean.
I remember
did that.
Yeah. They did it all the way back with like Bravely Default. I remember, didn't they? On DS, they did that.
Was it? I don't.
Yeah, I
remember
remember.
Default.
I actually remember. Yeah.
Did that actually transfer to your
transfer? I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
But it didn't.
Because the only ones that I remember, I want to say Octopath Traveler 1 was the first one that I remember doing that. And then Dragon Quest 11 did it as well. Well, Dragon Quest 11 was ridiculous. I was
going to say I would do you one better. DQ 11, 10 freaking hours to play the game. Can we get something like that?
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Like we just need demos for games, and that's it. Just try out the game.
Yeah, they did do that for Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
Like, the demo.
10 hours. Yeah. So I'm just, bro, and that's how when I'm buying DQ 11, I'm like, okay, let me play this.
I remember I did that. I did that on the Switch. I downloaded the demo on the Switch and was playing it for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, I'm just saying, just release a demo if you're that confident about your game, and that's it. So
I just looked it up. Bravely Default did do it.
They did do it.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting. All right.
Yeah, a freaking who The Last of Us remastered part 1. Sony did that too, but they put a timer on it. They made it to where
the trials you're talking about?
The demo of the game.
The demo? Okay.
Yeah.
How many minutes? 3 minutes?
No, where they let you they put a timer of 2 hours, where like you can play the game, demo it for 2 hours. However far you get, how far you get, and then if you want to buy it, you can pick up right where you left off.
And that's not the trial. It's just a demo.
Well, it's trial demo.
Okay, yeah, I was saying because they had the PlayStation Plus trials. A little bit
for
different.
me, I think it's the same thing.
Because the trials, the trials, you're actually downloading the full game, and then of course you pay to unlock it. Where the demos are, craftily, they're made as that, and then they're transferred to the actual game. What were you gonna say, Ash?
I was gonna say that I remember in Brawl there were like trials to play the older classic games.
The other
NES and stuff.
Or Virtual Console, yeah.
Yeah, you pull on your Brawl disc and stuff, and I think one of the games you can play is obviously Mario Brothers, Metroid, basically all the first games of the franchises mostly, and it was cool. I liked it. It was only just a time trial though, so I think they only give you like 30 minutes to play each of them or something like that. But yeah,
should all demos be like a trial now, like where you just pick up right at the beginning of the game and let you play for like
I wouldn't mind
like 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever, and then like, hey, if you want to keep going, buy the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I want. That's all I want. If you're that confident about your game, do that.
Because like the demos are nice, but a lot of demos, like you said, they're specialized, right? They cookie cut a game to give you like the experience they want you to have.
Yeah, I was gonna say like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Because if you have a really slow start game, like Triangle Strategy, for example, the beginning is slow. There's a lot of talking,
a lot of text. That's what I expect.
Yeah, and it's like like restarting the game. I was like, man, like I remember why I was not feeling it in the beginning, because there's so much talking, but then there's a certain breaking point where finally it's just like a little bit of story, then you got battle, a little bit of story and battle. But yeah, that whole intro is literally, I spent what was it the other day? I took an hour. My lunch breaks are an hour. and on my lunch break, it was all talking. I did not do one single map because it was just talking. I'm like, I have it on autoplay and I have it in. It's like, all right, I guess I'm just watching the game, because it was all talking. I come back home and guess what? I was like, oh, all right, cool. I got to play some more and more talking. It's like, oh.
I guess that operating model will only work for certain games.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Answer me this question.
Uh-huh.
Is there voices when they're talking?
There's voice acting.
Okay, thank God. All right, that's all I need.
Yeah, some of the voice acting is not the best, so I'll tell you that.
Oh,
But
really? Okay, better than nothing, I guess.
it's weird. Like the voice acting in that game, it feels like they took a break and then continued later because in the beginning parts, you're like, wow, like your acting is kind of stiff, and then you go past a certain. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait. Is it the English you're talking about?
English, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do the Japanese and see what happens.
Yeah.
If I do play, maybe it's different. Who knows?
It might be better. All I know is like in the 5th chapter forward, like the main character's voice kind of changes where it feels like he's really into it. I was like, oh man, now you sound like you're into it, versus before you were just like
So
weird.
funny.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward, but I was like, all right, I'll take it.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, we got off topic there. Brian, what's your thoughts on Visions of Mana?
So I mean, here's the thing: it's a Square. Excuse me, it's a Square Enix RPG. I'm gonna buy it when it comes out. I watched a trailer for it. Or I watched the trailer for it. I don't think I watched the one that was on the Xbox Direct, but I've watched the trailer of it.
Okay.
And judging by the gameplay, it kind of just reminds me of like a cross between like Ys, Tales of Arise and like Dragon Quest. Like if you put them in a blender, that kind of is what Vision of Mana kind of reminds me of, between like art and gameplay and stuff like that. It looks awesome. You can see it. Okay, so it's it looks good. I'm looking forward to playing it when it comes out. I'll just throw it on the heap of all the other RPGs I have to play, but I love it, so I'll pick it up. It looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I recommend watching it because they show off some new footage. They do more explanation on like how the game's gonna play and stuff like that. So definitely recommend doing that. They also showed off like a mount, which was kind of cool. There's like a wolf.
Yeah, I did see
mount
that
thingy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and that's gonna be neat because that faster traversal. I would assume that the reason they add is probably because the world is bigger or the maps are bigger or whatever it is. Which is nice. Hey, I'll take that. If it's bigger and full of enemies and fun and beautiful looking, I don't mind that. It's when it gets stale, that's when like it's better than being like something that's just desert and all you see is like desert. That's where I'm at. But what about you, Fan? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I love like Secret of Mana is like one of my top 10 games of like all time. So I'm probably gonna pick this up day one. And play it because I mean from the looks of the trailer and stuff like that, it really is like jumping back into like the Secret of Mana genre style.
Yeah, it looks
The
good.
only thing I would say is like the aero combat was a little weird.
It's a little bit stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The air dodging looks funky.
Yeah. But I mean they got time to play around with it.
To fix it or something like that, maybe. So
I mean, it's not as stiff
as
as some other games that I played where the air is like really bad, but it doesn't look that bad. But yeah, it is a little bit stiff compared to say like Tales of Arise. When you're in the air, I think you have a little bit more flow there because you can also go ahead and just basically like dodge in midair. At least they didn't show that in this game, so I don't know that. But it didn't look that way. But yeah, as far as my thoughts, I'm kind of like with you, Fan. Like it's a Mana game. Actually, my first time playing Secret of Mana was, I'm trying to remember. It was actually through emulation. Don't remember exactly why. I think I was looking for like Zelda like games, like old school Zelda like games, and then I found this. It's like I've never played it. It's Square Enix, or Squaresoft rather. Let me give it a try, and I played it and I loved it. I was like, wow, this is like a Zelda RPG, So I went ahead and started playing it, and loved it. And then I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it came on the SNES Classic, right? Or did it?
I think
not?
it did.
Nintendo came up on the Super Nintendo. Secret of Mana.
No, on the SNES Classic, did it come on it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
It did. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. I wasn't sure.
SNES, Super Nintendo.
No, I mean the SNES
he was
classic.
talking about being
the
yeah.
actual mini.
re-release.
Yeah.
mini.
Being re-released.
Yeah.
Stuff.
On the
Yeah,
little
man.
mini thing,
Yeah.
it's one of the games that come in bundled with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just trying to
Yeah.
remember if it came on there.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were talking about like the classic system. I'm like, yeah.
no, not
No,
that.
the SNES classic. I know
Yeah.
this because I actually have them in my closet and everything.
Well, because so
Good collectors.
I hacked mine. So I have like a bunch of games.
You
and I
hacked
don't,
yours?
Yeah, so I don't even know what games actually came on it now.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, because I have like Power Rangers on there, like old Power Rangers game I used to play.
Oh yeah, the fighting one. Right?
Yeah, I had that one. The one with the Megazords and stuff like that. Like I had that. There's a bunch of stuff I had there. But yeah, but then I bought the Collections of Mana on Nintendo Switch and then played it on there. And I enjoyed it. Like I like the multiplayer, being able to play with other people, which I hope this is multiplayer. I really do hope that this has some type of multiplayer element, even if it's local multiplayer. I would love that. And yeah, I really liked it. I like the world. Sea of Stars took something from Secret of Mana, which is the giants that kind of like throw you to the other island. That's directly from Secret of Mana because that's how you would travel to different areas. And then I played Trials of Mana, of course, when the remake came out. And I played it again on the Collection of Mana, which is kind of cool. And it still holds up. Those games hold up very well.
Is that how they threw you?
What is
I thought you got shot out of a cannon.
In what?
What games did you get shoot out of a cannon to travel from town areas to areas?
That's funny.
Oh no, it is a cannon in there.
Yeah,
I think you are right.
Yeah, when
it
you
is.
said the I'm like, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sorry. It is a
like-
cannon, but like Sea of Stars definitely took the same thing because instead of shooting you out of a cannon, though, it's a giant throwing you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's what
I did mix that. You're right. You did
Okay,
get shot out of a
alright.
cannon, but the concept and the way it works is basically the same way. And they definitely took that from there.
Yeah, that and like the enemy like encounters,
Mhm.
like because they're populated in the world, right?
Yeah.
In Sea of Stars, so once you encounter it, you fight them RPG style.
Mhm.
In the Mana series, they're
It's action.
populated in the
Yeah.
world, but it's still action. But you have to you kind of encounter them.
Yeah.
Because they do that in Trials of Mana, the remake, where you see them, and then you encounter. Then they kind of put you in a barrier.
Yeah.
Because then once you break that barrier, the fight disengages.
Yeah. Which it looks like they're doing in this too. If you look at the new
Yeah.
trailer, you can see there's a barrier. They didn't really discuss it, but you can definitely see the barrier there.
But that's probably just so if you want to run away from a fight, then
Yeah.
they're just setting up to let you know, like, hey, break out of the circle if you want to
Mhm.
run away from a fight.
Yeah, I'm excited. Visions of Mana, summer 2024. Definitely keep an eye out for that. If you haven't already played a Collection of Mana, it's available, I think, only on Nintendo Switch. And then Trials of
Yeah.
Mana is available like on everything. You can get it on your phone, on a tablet. You can get it on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. Or no, I don't think Xbox actually. I lie. I don't believe Trials of Mana is on Xbox.
No, Visions of Mana is what they said in the showcase.
No, I'm
This would
talking
be
about
the
Trials.
Trials.
Yeah.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Like the Visions of Mana says this would be the first Mana game for the Xbox.
Okay, it is. Okay.
They said that in the
gotcha.
showcase. So like, I don't think you can get Trials on Xbox.
Okay. So yeah. So that one you can't. You get on everything else but Xbox.
Yeah.
And
Microsoft missing out, man.
And then there's also the remake, Secret of Mana remake that's available on PlayStation.
I played it on the PS4. I played
Yeah.
it on the PS4.
I haven't played
It's
the
not-
remake.
It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
that
like-
pixel art is
classic.
amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the pixel art versus like the I don't know what you would call that type of art style, just different art style.
3D sprites. I don't know.
Yeah,
It kind of reminds me when the
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy 3 got the remake in the 3DS.
Yeah,
You know?
it's similar. Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with you with that. All right, and then Indiana Jones, which was pretty much the highlight, I would say, of the show. For a lot of people, they finally showed off Indiana Jones. We knew Machine Games was working on it, who we know for Wolfenstein series. And it's funny because last
Jumping out in
podcast
Uncharted.
we talked about it. Yeah, last podcast we talked about it. I was like, I just wanted Uncharted with Indiana Jones. I was okay with it. I wanted third person. It's nothing that I wanted, unfortunately. It's a first person game, which I should have known that it's Machine Games. They are known for first person games, so it was gonna be a first person game. They are using Harrison Ford's likeness for Indy, which is cool. They got the rights to that. Troy Baker's voicing him, which he's pretty close to sounding like Harrison Ford. It sounded, I don't know, to me it sounded a little bit stiff. Like hearing him talk, maybe it's because he's trying to focus on trying to sound like Harrison Ford. Like I don't know. You're on mute if you're talking. Oh yeah, I can't hear you. Can you hear him?
Yeah, you're mute, Brian.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it even shows Ashes on mute too.
Yeah. Well, he shut off his camera completely. See.
You might have to go into your sound settings and like double check to see what the microphone is, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I mean, first person, it switched to third person for cinematics, which is obviously what you want.
Yeah.
And
it looked like correct me wrong, but it looked like some gameplay like it switched like certain events. Like it was a part when he was swinging, it looked like it switched to third person and back to first, like almost like how Metroid Prime does that when you switch into like the ball and then you go back. But I couldn't tell because like I don't know, there was just like a weird transition when it kept going back and forth, and it was like kind of messing with me. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not a huge first person game. I prefer my games to be in third person, especially when they're like action adventure games. But I don't know. I'll give it a try. It's on Game Pass, so can't go wrong.
I mean,
with
they did say they were going for more like a puzzle, like because they want you to use your brain.
Yeah.
Versus action, so maybe first person aspect makes more sense for that. Because you only be shooting the gun and using the whip every once in a while, but they maybe want you to use your problem solving skills, trying to figure out how to escape from a temple or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a good excuse because Tomb Raider, back on the PS1 days, had a lot of puzzles and it was all third person, like the jumping around and stuff like that. Some nice puzzles actually in that game. But yeah, what are your thoughts on it, fan? Any other thoughts on that?
I mean, it'd be nice if they padded third person mode. It's not do or die. Will I buy it day one? Probably not. Maybe I'll get it when it's on sale or something.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they said that the story takes place in between Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Holy Grail, the
third one,
the third movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's freaking called.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that we're gonna backtrack for a second. When you said that Troy Baker sounded kind of stiff, I think Harrison Ford kind of is a stiff kind of guy, so I think that kind of fits.
I gotcha. I don't know. I was rewatching because of the game announcement. I was watching it with my wife. We just finished watching Temple of Doom, and no, I don't think so. I think he didn't sound that like that, but maybe I don't know. I gotta rewatch the trailer again to see. On a side note too, somebody told me that a new Indiana Jones should have Short Round as the like main lead and have him like take over the reins. And after watching that movie, I was like, yeah, he should, because in there, that's basically what he was. Like he was like mini Indy, right? Doing stuff, especially at the end where he's like helping them fight the bad guys to get out of the like the mine area where they were at. I'm not sure.
And that actor's on fire right now, so
yeah, he is.
So they should have him. I mean, bring him back. I think you should do that. I don't know what you would call him. You won't call him Short Round no more. He's not Shorty anymore. So, but yeah, that would be awesome. I'd watch
Temple
it.
Doom was a prequel, so
Yeah, it was a prequel. Yeah, so they can do it. They can do it. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on it, fan?
No. I mean, for what they showed, it looked interesting. Does it make me want to buy it day one? No, but I might play it. If it's on sale or something.
What about you, Ash? What are your thoughts on this?
So, I definitely was hearing stuff about like a new Indiana Jones game coming out. I didn't realize that the trailer already got like released or something like that. So, me watching it through, to start off, I'm not really a big Indiana Jones fan, but I do appreciate its influence on Western culture and stuff, which is cool. And I didn't realize Troy Baker was voicing as as Jones. So I was like, I was surprised about that. If anything, the other surprising fact about this game is that it's mostly in first person, because like I would think that if the game is mostly going to be solving puzzles, which I'm pretty sure that's like most of the movies, if anything, then I would see Indiana Jones, but in third person instead. If anything, they should add like different options of either playing first person or third person, because the game already looks gorgeous as it is already. And I don't even know if they call back like the old actors to reprise some of their roles for some of the characters in the game or something like that. I didn't even know if the game like covered like a movie or something like that. But you already clarified that, because you said it took place in between two movies, so it's a entirely new continuity, I guess. So, but yeah, game looks fun to me. Not something that will get day one though, but I just hope they add more third person, right? It makes more sense for Indiana Jones to be third person compared to first person. That's all it is to me. So,
What about you, Bryant?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Ash. I don't have any nostalgia or attachment to Indiana Jones. I was never really into that genre when I was a kid. Like I don't even know what you'd call it. Like it's not cowboys obviously, but it's kind of just like that very Western kind of like exploring culture stuff. Like I was more of like Star Wars and like stuff like that as opposed to that. So I never really got into it, but I'm with Ash as well, where I definitely appreciate its contributions to pop culture and stuff. With that being said, as somebody that doesn't have any real attachment to it, I thought Troy Baker did a great Harrison Ford impression. I originally thought like, wow, did they pull Harrison Ford back into this role? Like, I thought he did a really good impression of him. I thought the whip looked a little funky. The physics of the whip looked a little weird.
Yeah, I agree.
But and this is kind of the thing about Indiana Jones, is it's like, I don't know how you do a whip in a game in general, even if it's in third person or in first person. It's just kind of like a weird weapon, because it's like moving around a lot and stuff like that.
They should just
And
call up
it can't.
Konami, with Castlevania, and like.
Yeah, I guess. But here's the thing though, Indiana Jones is like rooted in realism, right? Like Castlevania is, not real, and neither is like I think Bayonetta actually has a whip weapon as well. And again, that's fantasy. And this is supposed to be like a real human man using a whip in a way that's, real. And but I mean, here's the thing, I don't doubt for a second the production values are great there. I mean, based on that trailer, it looks really nice. As somebody that doesn't know the franchise.
Yeah, same here. So.
Yeah, so I bet it'll be at least very good, and who knows, maybe even great.
Yeah,
I hope it does well.
I will say one thing. The one thing that got me turned off about it right away, it says in the beginning of the trailer,
Wilhelm scream.
The what scream?
The Wilhelm scream in that trailer.
The what is that? What does that mean? Well.
Oh, you don't know what the Wilhelm scream is? It's that like stock movie like.
No,
it was in the trailer.
No, it's where it says like produced by or whatever, or from the mind of, and it said like Todd Howard. I was like, oh man, like
wait, Todd Howard trying to take credit? Wait, what happened?
That's what it says. It says that in the beginning. I'm like,
well, hey, yo, wait.
I'm already not like, no offense to Todd Howard himself. I have like no issues with the guy, but like I just haven't been a fan of any of his games. I've tried to get into it and I just can't. So the minute that was put on the screen, it's like, oh man, like I don't think I'm gonna be into this game. So
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it says it in the beginning. Like unless I'm like in a different like universe where that doesn't happen. Like I'm pretty sure it says that in the beginning.
No, it said it. It said that.
It did? Okay, I was about to say that. I was like, I know I'm not crazy.
So like, what did Todd Howard contribute to the game? Like the actual story of it, or like I'm just trying to figure that out.
Know.
I think he's executive producer, which that's kind of a ambiguous term. So who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
He was probably the one that's like, hey, Obsidian, you guys should make an Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, it was Machine Games, but
Machine Games. That's what I meant. But yeah, he probably like put that idea in their head. He's like, I'm gonna take credit.
And used the Starfield engine and steal sandwiches. And they're like, no.
Was it Creation Engine or whatever? Like, there's a meme on that I saw recently about Todd Howard. They're like, they're trying to come up with a game, and they're like, yeah, and we'll use the Creation Engine, which is what the Skyrim engine is. And I guess people have a lot of like beef with that engine because it's just not great. I guess it hasn't scaled well. But anyways, yeah, the minute I saw that, I was like, like I don't know. But I showed my dad the trailer, and he's like excited to play it. He likes Uncharted because he was a huge like Indiana Jones fan.
Yeah, every time I see Nathan Drake, he's a modernized Indiana Jones.
Yes.
That's how I see it.
He's literally Nathan Drake is like Lara Croft meets Indiana Jones, especially in Uncharted 4 when you get the whip or not a whip, but like the thing to
Grappling hook.
It's not a grappling hook. It's the rope thing to kind of swing.
Mhm.
That's
I think I know what you're talking about.
basically it's almost not really the same, but it's like to me it's like that's just adding a whip to the character. But yeah, like he's always like stuff like that. Like Tomb Raider he loved because it was basically Indiana Jones
lasso?
with more action. It wasn't a
Was it a
lasso. It
lasso?
was a rope.
A rope?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it was a rope.
mean,
I mean, I could be
might
wrong.
as well be a
It's been a
lasso.
long
Yeah.
time since I played it, and
I haven't played the
played
fourth one. I only
oh,
played the first and
So,
second. So
random
good.
question for you, James.
Mhm.
Which Lara Croft do you prefer, old school Lara Croft or the modern Lara
oh,
Croft?
old school. Like the first
Old school. Yeah.
old school Tomb Raider felt more like a I like the puzzle aspect, like you're actually raiding tombs, where the newer Tomb Raiders felt less like a Tomb Raider and more like a survival action game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much what it
That's how I
was
see it.
because it's a
That's how I see
prequel.
it.
You know,
Yeah,
they're like,
it is, but it's not Tomb
it's like
Raider.
how
They call
you're
it
becoming.
The modern stuff was a prequel.
supposed to be. It's supposed to be
Supposed to be.
That actually makes a lot
yeah.
more sense now because like I feel like old school Lara Croft was more brave, did a lot more
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this one, like the modern one, she was more scared, but
Mhm.
still was able to traverse through the
Yeah.
game. That makes a lot more
Yeah.
sense now. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the whole point of that modern trilogy. It's a prequel. It's before the other trilogy,
Yeah.
which
That's cool.
we're getting a remaster of the original trilogy.
Yeah, which I'm actually pretty excited for.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
just like the original one was fun. It was like there was exploration, but not exploration, if that makes sense. Because like the maps are not like huge, but there was a lot of like puzzles to figure out. There was a lot of like backtracking and kind of stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. Where I don't feel like there was anything like that in the new trilogy. Again, it felt more like a survival action game than a like tomb raiding game, which is not a genre, but like
Yeah, I
you
feel
know.
like there was barely any puzzle aspects within that trilogy itself. It's
Very,
more
very
like,
few. Yeah. In the
yeah,
first
very
game, I
few.
can't tell you how many. Outside of like the side like tombs you can go visit, like
Mhm.
there's in the actual like main story, there really wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see. I'll probably give it a try. It just says 2024, so it depends when it comes out. If it comes out on a day or a month where something huge comes out, like when the Switch 2 comes out, probably not. I'll probably
I
skip
think it will come
over
out
it.
this year. I think it will come out this year.
Well, yeah, it
since
says
they're, like, holding this
2024.
back.
Yeah.
Like since they're holding this game back for so long,
Yeah.
I guess, if anything, because it looks polished enough for it to be released.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll try to release this by like the holidays or something. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like let's say it comes out in November and the Switch 2 comes out in November with Metroid Prime 4. I'm skipping it. Like I'll be playing Metroid Prime 4. Let's be realistic.
I think even if the Switch 2 and Metro Prime doesn't come out, I'm pretty sure you're still going to skip the game.
Probably.
To be
Probably.
honest.
Well, I mean, who knows? I might have the MSI claw by then, or ROG.
Since we're talking
Ally.
about the Switch 2, like rumors and stuff have been like coming back up again, like full force. with the
Yeah.
I
Switch 2
think
stuff.
it's a cycle. It's the Switch 2
Yeah.
cycle. So when the rumors come
every
back
year.
up, we're thinking that it might come out soon. They might announce it soon. Where's the Nintendo Direct and stuff?
There's certain people that I listen to that have a really good track record. So when they report on it, I'll definitely we'll talk about it again. But if somebody like I don't want to call people out by names, I'm not gonna do that. But if certain people that I hear say that, like I'm just not listening to it whatsoever. There's certain people out there I just ignore because they're just full of it. So when those people do, definitely we will have that as a topic. The only thing like which I would say I know that's coming for a fact, I think we all can expect is a Nintendo Direct in February.
Oh yeah, definitely. All I gotta say is for people that are expecting a Switch 2, just wait. It's going to come out soon. It's not soon, but it's going to come out eventually. We already got good games on the current Switch, so just stick with that for now. Or
Was
if you're really itching for a Switch 2, there's a ROG Ally, there's a Steam Deck OLED, there's an MSI Cloud that's coming out, and if you want to get your fix with that, then there you go. That's your solution.
Legion Go as well. Don't forget the Legion Go.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's actually the closest thing to the Switch because of the controllers. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
was the February direct when they announced the original Switch? Or
And
okay.
so the original Switch was.
'Cause I'm pretty sure it was like in the fall.
It was announced in December, and it was a shadow drop trailer out of nowhere. Like nobody expected it. The next morning, people were like, "What is this?" And it was just a trailer that they just posted on Nintendo's official YouTube trailer,
Okay.
our YouTube channel showing the Nintendo Switch. And then in January, they had the whole presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'll never forget that.
I remember watching the announcement
Yeah.
trailer when I started my new job, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was in the fall.
Yeah.
Because I keep seeing all these weird, like the rumors and stuff come out, like, oh, they
codename
announced
Panic
it
trailer.
in. They announced it in the spring. You know, I'm like, I don't remember.
No, they
that
never
announcement
announced it
in
in the spring.
Like,
It was a shadow drop trailer.
yeah.
There was not much talk about it. Like we knew there was the NX. We knew the NX was coming, and there was a lot of rumors there. But like the actual trailer was that showed it off was like in December, and then in January, because then at the end of the trailer it says more coming in January or something like that. And people were just going crazy because again it was a shadow drop trailer. Nobody was expecting anything.
I always love shadow drops, man.
Yeah.
It's so great. It's like a whole different feeling. You're just like,
Oh,
wait,
it is.
what came out?
Yeah.
It's great. I think the second best shadow drop was when Joker was announced for Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
At the Video Game Awards. Man.
That was
so
crazy.
funny.
I think we were because you were at the store. I think
Yes, I was trying to pick it up day one, bro.
We were there day one, yeah, because it was me, you, because we played I think that night on Discord. Remember we had that? We had a bunch of people.
It was so funny, bro. It was so great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But anyways, that was the Xbox Direct. Nice job, Microsoft. Just continue doing this. Bring more Japanese developers on board, and and don't go third party. Don't go third party. Just keep doing what you're doing, and that's it. That's another thing we could have talked about, but I didn't want to talk about that much. But let's talk about Palworld. Pokemon with guns, or is it Pokemon with guns? There's a lot of controversy surrounding that title specifically. I have a few thoughts on it. I probably will never pick it up. I don't know. We'll kind of wait and see. But some of the controversy is that they're literally Pokemon clones, which I mean, you can see it. Like if you just look at the comparisons, they are clones to the core. And I'm not talking about like similar, right? You can have like similar characters or whatever the case may be. No, these are literally like clones, and they just maybe change like one or two things. They're like, okay, that's it. It's one of those things like copy copy my homework and change a few things. That's literally what they did. And I think it's funny because you literally have like, I don't know what they're called, pals, I guess. They look like Lucario, or there was one that looks like what's his name, Xerneas from X, the legendary there. You have some other ones that I can't name them all, but there was a lot of comparisons there. David says Palworld is fun. It's on Game Pass. Yeah, the thing is with the Game Pass version, which is another controversy, is apparently the Game Pass version on both PC and Xbox is an older version versus the one that's on Steam. The Steam one is a newer version of the game.
Thank you for telling me that.
And it supports more, I guess, more people in the lobby. I think it's like 32 people, where the Game Pass is only, I think, 8. And there's like a lot more features that they added on there. It's a lot better overall running. So that's why if I ever try out the game, I would rebuy it, or I would buy it on Steam to play it, and not do the Game Pass version, because there's a lot of controversy surrounding that, because there's two different versions of the game, which is kind of weird.
I'm grateful you told me that, because I was going to try it out with your brother and stuff, and now I need to make some. I probably need to buy it on Steam, unfortunately, because I was going to try out the game first, and then move over to Steam. So
and you can't even do that because they're two different versions of the game. But yeah, like the developer has a history of copying. They did Craftopia, which is another game they worked on, and Craftopia has a whole intro sequence to Breath of the Wild, like shot for shot, where you run out of the what do you call it? What's it called? The Shrine of
The Great
Resurrection.
Plateau, yeah, right.
Yeah,
When you're at the Great
Oh
Plateau.
yeah, I
Yep.
saw that. I was like, that's crazy. Whoa, my
they
God.
have that, and it literally looks exactly like almost like how Hyrule did, minus a few things that are different. And that's Craftopia is funny. It's another survival type game. Palworld is more of a survival game than it is a Pokemon clone. Uh, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot of weird things with this game. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Like, is
I
anybody
guess
here gonna pick it up? Gonna play it? All that
I
stuff.
guess I'll go. I guess I'll go first
Mhm.
because like the thing is like all the stuff that's coming out, especially like the some of the pals that look more similar to the Pokemon. I am not surprised at all because to begin with, when Power first released his first teaser trailer, I'm pretty sure it got temporarily taken down because of copyright issues and stuff. And obviously they had to take it down, rework the game a little bit to make sure that like it follows, it doesn't like violate anything under Game Freak stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much what that. So like that in itself shouldn't be a controversy because it was to be expected. People are literally calling it Pokemon with guns. So when you tell that to somebody, or matter of fact, those buzzwords were literally what drove the game to so many people in the first place. And it's crazy. And when it first got released, because I think it's according to the Steam database, it hit like 1 million players like day one. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. That's amazing. And on top of that, I've been watching other people play it too. They literally have no problems with it. I mean, the gameplay seems pretty solid for the most part. And as long as you have the expectation of, okay, Pokemon with guns, I get to catch creatures, also humans apparently, then there we go. It's all about if this is your cup of tea or not. And I feel that when it comes to those things looking similar to other Pokemon that we already know, that's already given. That's already to be expected anyway. So I'm not going to be really throwing arms about that. Now, the more interesting part of this so controversy is that when they did a Q&A and stuff, I was skimming it a little bit, and there was like a couple interesting things that they have. So it was more like a dev type of talk. So they didn't know what rigging is, and what rigging is. What when you rig a model, you're pretty much set. It pretty much means that you have to like pretty much add like a skeleton to the said model, so that way the model can do different things and stuff. Apparently, they didn't know what that means. So, and it's like one of like the core fundamentals when making a 3D game and stuff. On top of that, when it comes to the sound designs to certain games, apparently they had a like an intern did the gun animations and sounds and stuff, and then left, and I'm like, okay. And then there's so many other things, and here's the thing, I'm happy they're being transparent about it and stuff, but Lord Jesus, okay, like it just sounded like that they just got a lot of assets, glued them together, and are like Palworld, and it worked. That's what it sounds like to me. So so it's interesting. I recommend you guys to read the interview. It's quite interesting, I would say. And if as long as it keeps up with this momentum, the game's going to definitely get better and stuff. It's still in early access. It's in beta still. So when it reaches 1.0, it's just practically be way better than it was when it got released, right?
Yeah.
So but yeah. I'm going to eventually try to pick up. I'm going to try to find some friends who are willing to play this and warn them on the limitations on the Game Pass, because I didn't know about that till now.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I definitely want to try it out and see how that goes and stuff. So
I mean, if you want to play, the introductory offers is only good for a while, and then it's going to go back up.
Let me see. I had Steam pulled up because there's actually another game that they're making that I also want to talk about too. To bring up.
It's funny that the name of the developer is Pocket Pair.
Yeah.
And they made a game that's like very similar to Pocket Monsters.
Well, they have.
That's what Pokemon is. Pokemon is named Pocket Monsters. That's how they
Yeah.
got Pokemon.
Well,
It's
like all
Pocket and
their
Monsters combined.
so they only have a few games here. Like they have Craftopia, which is like I said, it's very Zelda inspired. And I guess I'll bring this up right now. They have an upcoming game called Nevergrave. If you go to Steam's webpage, I mean, actually, I want you guys to do that. Go to Steam's webpage, go to Pocket Pair, and then like click on the developer and look at their upcoming games. Click on Nevergrave and look at the screenshots and tell me what game does that look like.
Okay, hold on. Well,
Like
what's it?
in
What's the
art
game called
style
again?
and all. No, it's the Palworld, like the Palworld developer. Go to their page and look for their upcoming games.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do a scavenger hunt here because I want you guys to tell me what does this
When you
game look
did
like.
you pick on developer?
What does Nevergrave look like?
Yes.
It looks like Hollow
Alright.
Knight.
So yeah, if you click
Upcoming
on
releases.
Pocket Pair, like if you click on that thing, it takes you to their page. If you scroll down, it should say upcoming releases, and then you should see.
Oh
their
yeah,
yeah,
you're
upcoming-
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That is literally. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And they're being like straightforward about it. They're like, it's a Metroidvania / roguelike where you. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Okay. And play release Q1 2024. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
I'm
That's
not sure
that's
how-
interesting.
How I feel, like me personally, I'm not sure how I feel about a developer that just rips off. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say that rip off.
I mean, it's not
people.
like they stole the game code and like
They
changed
didn't,
the
but
sprites.
it's literally like
Dude,
like those mobile games that will show up. They're like all rip-offs of like other games. Like it's like that. Like if you even click on Craftopia and look at their screenshots, just tell me what does that look like. Like it's I've already mentioned like the whole opening sequence, but look at the screenshots and it's just like crazy.
Right now I'm looking at the trailer itself. So
For which one, Nevergrave or Craftopia?
that Nevergrave.
Okay. But yeah, what is
So
everybody
it's
else?
like it's not like a complete 1-to-1 per se. Maybe like maybe by like a glance and like screenshots, yes. But when I'm actually looking at the trailer, it's not complete 1-to-1 when it comes to like Hollow Knight. If you want to try
Yeah.
to compare it to that, so it's just
there are
may-
a lot of Metroidvania roguelike games
yeah.
out there.
That's true.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of games that use that mechanic.
I would say that this is maybe like probably a heavily inspired game from Hollow Knight. So definitely will say because I don't remember Hollow Knight's having multiplayer because they're implementing multiplayer in this game already.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then okay, and then you
Craftopia looks
get to
like
build
you
your own
took
place.
Genshin and Breath of the Wild and combined it
Yeah.
in terms of visuals.
But like
That's what I'm seeing.
yeah, some of the screenshots though, you're like, wow, they like they tried
Especially
to
the one riding on the
recreate-
horse.
Yeah, that you saw that one riding on the horse. That looks like
Yeah,
almost a
that's looks like Link and Epona.
Yep. There's a screenshot there when I looked at it and I was like, that looks like the European Ocarina of Time 3D box art of Link on the horse. Like it looks almost identical. Like if you go to when you go to the Craftopia page, shoot, I lost that page. Hold on.
Another thing too is that they're also going to be releasing a demo for Nevergrave. So if you definitely want to try out and see how it feels compared to Hollow Knight,
Yeah.
then you definitely do that. That could be your next video on your not like soon, but like when this comes out, you can compare that.
Could do that.
So-
Yeah. If you go to the Craftopia and you scroll down where it says like recent events and announcements, I don't know, it's just something about that looks a lot like that cover art for the European box art for Ocarina of Time 3D. But yeah, Bryant, what's your thoughts on Palworld? Are you a Pokemon fan, Bryant, or
So it's a tragic story. I had Pokemon Blue back in 1990. Was it 8? I think when that came out. Yeah, 1998. Loved it, obsessed with it. Loved the TV show. Loved the movie was okay. The Pokemon first movie with Mewtwo, that was okay. It was kind of dark actually. But loved Pokemon Blue. Beat it. Used to trade in Battle Kids at recess when I was in 6th grade and all that, and loved it. Was obsessed with it. But then I did this stupid thing where the game, my save file that I had all of these, probably almost 100 hours in or whatever with my beloved Charizard, I decided, you know what, I want to try what this is like with a Game Shark and just see like what happens and what it's like.
Game
And
Shark.
do you have any idea? Do you know what it did?
Kills your game.
What?
Yeah, it
It
wiped my
corrupted it?
file. It totally wiped my file, and I was
Jeez. I'm
so
sorry.
upset. And like ever since, I've never gotten into a Pokemon game. Not because I don't want to, but it's like I buy them just because like I like the property so much, and I always think like maybe one day I'll get back into them. So I do like it, and I do respect it. It's just I haven't gotten into one since I was 12 or 11 or whatever.
Have you tried
that-
Legends Arceus yet?
No, I own it, but I've never played it.
You should try. I think after 2
That
you
one's
should
a
try
good
it.
one.
It's
That
really
one's
good.
Yeah.
better than
Yeah?
Scarlet and
Yeah,
Violet.
Yeah.
I still need to play that one too. I still need to
It's-
play.
Okay.
I'm still playing
Arceus.
through it every once in a while. Like I'll pick it up when I
Yeah.
want to just like mess around and kill time.
What
It's-
makes it so good, in your opinion?
For me, it has more of a story. So like the world and
Mm.
structure, there is an actual story to go along. The combat is actually better because they add in now you have what's called a strong style and speed style, right? And it might be named different, I think. But like there's like a button you press, and basically one of them will make your next turn more powerful, but then you lose a turn. Or the other one will be like you can speed up, so you might be able to attack twice in a row. And it's not
Okay.
just turn based, right? It's not like, all right, it's my turn to attack. I do this move. It's your turn to attack. No,
Like a
depending on
Pokemon game.
Yeah, exactly. It's more you have speed stats. So like if you're fighting
Mhm.
a Pokemon that has a faster speed stat, they might attack you twice in a row.
It's almost kind of like
I was gonna say,
Final
kind of sounds
Fantasy
like Bravely
10.
Default or
Final Fantasy 10 in
Yeah.
the order that the enemies attack in you
That's
order.
true.
You kind
Yeah,
of go into that.
yeah, and you can see the order too and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can see the order, but yeah.
Okay. So anyways, back to what's it called? Palworld?
Yeah,
What's it called?
Palworld.
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 Yeah.
I don't have an opinion of it. My buddy texted me, told me he's playing it, and he says that he's having an okay time. He says it's like Pokemon with base building or something like that.
Yeah.
And I guess he's liking it, but I don't have an opinion. I'm not a super big multiplayer guy in general. So if people are having fun, that's great.
Is that the whole idea of the game? Is that it's a multiplayer Pokemon game?
Well,
Pretty much it is.
Multiplayer Pokemon with guns. You're pretty much like enslaving anything or anybody that's within your field of view, because you can actually capture other humans too. Apparently,
Yeah.
I saw a clip of it and I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
So-
more
Okay.
of a survival game because like even the developers have said it's closer to Ark Survival Evolved than it is to Pokemon.
That's true. Yeah.
Which is basically what it is because you have base buildings and stuff like that. There's bosses you fight, similar to like Legends Arceus where you can fight like I forget what they're called, the giant version of the Pokemon. I forget what they were called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it has
Mega.
like, so no, they're not mega. It's in Legends Arceus there's like these giant like versions of a
They're
same
like
Pokemon.
guardians and stuff like that.
No,
of,
not
like,
those.
areas.
Not those. They're like how can I put it? Because they usually have like the red like dark eyes, and they're
Oh,
they're
I know
bigger
what you're
than the
talking
normal
about.
ones.
They're special.
Yeah, they have a special name. I forget what it's called, but you fight like
Yeah.
things like that. Another cool thing about Legends Arceus because each of your Pokemon actually have different sizes, so you can capture like an Eevee, for example, and you can have a small Eevee, a medium-sized Eevee, or even a giant Eevee.
God, I can't wait to play that game when I have the time.
You should.
That
You
sounds
should.
cool.
It's really good. Alpha. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, David. The Alpha Pokemon. Yeah. So it has like stuff like that. Yeah. I would say it's less like Pokemon and more like a Ark survival, but they added like minions to it. It's kind of weird to say. So like that's why I don't really call it a Pokemon ripoff, minus the actual like taking the
Character
characters.
designs?
Yeah, the character designs. Other than that, I think everything else is a little bit different.
Do you think they do you think they used like AI to assist in creating like the actual designs?
I think so because
I won
they-
the bet.
well, there's somebody who had an interview where they were talking about AI and how they love AI and stuff like that, and they wanted to use AI to recreate. And they were just talking about how like it's easy to make artwork and stuff like that. So people are assuming that that's probably what they did. I don't think anybody has like proven that, but it's possible that that's what they did. They use AI like create me a cat-like monster or something like that, and it took Meowth's, was it Galarian Meowth or whatever it was, his face, and then they just put a different body on it.
Yeah. Because I mean, generative AI artwork hasn't been out for that long, but I'm pretty sure people have had access to like generative like AI operating models way before the public.
Yeah.
Like developers and stuff. I'm sure they had access to this stuff way before we did. So I mean, there's a chance they could have used it for like concept art, trying to figure out, and then they built it around that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Palworld. I mean, I don't know. I might get it. Like if everybody here decides to get it, I wouldn't mind trying it out.
I mean, it's $30, so
yeah.
I mean,
pretty cheap.
It's not an expensive game. So
yeah. I mean, it kind of sucks that the Game Pass version is different because I would have bought the Game Pass version, or I would have played the Game Pass version. But then I started seeing there was like controversy over that one. David says Palworld took things from Legends Arceus, which yeah, I really like Legends Arceus. Like I honestly hope the new Pokemon game is more of a Legends game, less of a Scarlet and Violet game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Legends did a lot of things right, and the more I played like Scarlet and Violet, which I didn't mind it as much, it was still pretty fun, but I was like, wow, like Legends Arceus was special. The music was great. The atmosphere of it is great. It has like a Monster Hunter vibe, right? You go to your main town, you get a mission, and then you go out and kind of explore. The exploration was great. Like the maps were actually bigger than what I thought, especially like that first map. It's nice you get different mounts to kind of go out and let me stop talking about Pokemon. We were talking about Palworld, sorry. But yeah, maybe yeah. I don't know. If everybody's down, maybe we might try it out and give it a try and see. Yeah. But yeah, that's everything we have for today's podcast. Fan, do you have any images to play for us? Any setup at all?
Oh shoot!
I know I didn't ask you to do it, but I was like, I figured we have a little bit of time.
I have a mini game if you want to as well that I created today.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you want to do that real quick while Fan's getting his
let's do it.
image.
While Fan's getting everything set up, let's go ahead and do it.
All right. I'm gonna call this segment the mini game. It's super quick. Okay. It's just gonna be everybody, Ash, Fan, and James. You're gonna just say over or under. Okay.
Over under.
Over or under. Okay. So the maximum amount of stars that are possible to have in Super Mario 64 at the first Bowser boss fight when you go and you're in the arena with Bowser. Okay. Is it higher or lower than 30? Ash.
Lower.
Okay. James.
I remember all the thing. I want to say.
No, this is supposed to be kind of a reflex.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say okay.
All right.
So I'll say over.
I'm gonna say
Over?
under.
Yeah. You say
Okay.
under?
Okay. So Ash said that 30 is lower than what the actual number is.
Yeah.
Okay, and then James.
Oh, you're saying this? Oh, I thought you meant is it under 30 or higher than 30?
Yeah, is the actual number higher than 30 or lower than 30?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I'm saying it's over 30. I'm saying it's over.
It's over 30.
I'm saying it's under 30.
Under 30, and Ash is under 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, David in chat says lower as well.
The actual answer is 38. So it's higher.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Okay.
So I was doing the math because I was like remembering like how many stars you can get in each level in that first room. So I was like, okay. Yeah, that's why it took me some while because I was like, okay, you can get, because I think in the first one there's like 7 or 8 stars you can get directly from that one.
It's been a while since I played 64, so man, I wish
64 is one of those games I revisit like almost once a year in some way, shape, or form, whether it was on Nintendo Switch Online, the 3D collection, emulation, whatever the case might be. Yeah.
Very good.
How many do we want to do?
Let's do 5 total.
Yeah, 5's a good number.
Okay, let me get it all set up here real quick.
All
After
right.
Oops. Why did that zoom in? Okay. All right, I've got.
Oh man.
You guys have to like keep me on my toes so I can keep.
No, you're good. This was the last minute thing. I didn't think about it. Like if you didn't have it set up, I was gonna be like, all right, that it is what it is. We could have done like video game 20 questions or something like that. But yeah, look at my.
We can do the second part. Oh, there you go.
My Ike. Oh, let me just show off my amiibo collection.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I should at least
Sonic.
collected amiibos because I mean I'm not really a big fan of figurine collecting to begin with because
Yeah.
I already like specifies in the past when it comes to figurine collecting you gotta take care of it, right? You gotta take they're not just figurines where these catch dust. You gotta constantly clean those. But I feel like
Here's my-
amiibos are lower maintenance.
My
way
non-amiibo.
more.
I don't know if you can see it.
Is that the dude from Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, let me see if I can block this light from kind of. I need a better camera. The white balance is horrible. Like this. Oh man,
What's his name again? What's that guy's name from Kingdom Hearts?
it's
Sora?
Riku. No, Riku.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say I know the hair. That's definitely Rico. So
Yeah. It's Riku. Riku.
all right.
I got Kirby.
Okay, I got one up here. Because I actually, after we did it, I went around and started looking up for more images. So I have some. I don't know if I have enough for 5, but let's take a look.
If that's the case, we could do 3, so that way we at least have a.
Yeah.
We will more than likely have a winner, if anything.
Yeah, I got best of 3.
Okay. I just gotta make sure I don't pick the same ones that I've done before.
No problem.
Last week we did we had Cloud, we had Conquer.
Love
Man, I could have had Conquer, bro. I swear to God. That was my game, bro.
We had Link from
Along with
Link's
Banjo's.
Awakening. What are the other 2 we had?
Persona 3 Portable, bro.
Oh, yeah,
what
that's
gave it away was the hair, bro. I was like, no, I know that one. Nobody's gonna get one.
Yeah,
Get that one
I
except
lost that
me.
one.
I know
Right?
that
I only
one.
got one right. It's the glasses. You guys don't wear glasses. Yeah, I do.
I got the LASIK, my friend.
I'm too afraid of that.
Dude, I got it done in 2016. The only regret I have is that I didn't do it sooner.
Yeah,
I had like Coke bottle prescription, and I've had no negative repercussions from it. I can't speak highly enough of it.
I also had a friend that had the LASIK surgery.
I've got
too,
4.
So
You got 4?
So yeah, I've got 4.
4. Okay.
So basically means someone's gonna win, whether they get 2 or more.
All right.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
All right.
All right.
I've got it pulled up.
Man.
Already lost this one.
I know, me too.
But
I'm like,
remember the rules, right? So
oh, I know
get
what it
one
is.
guess.
Here's my guess.
Once you guess, if you guess wrong, you're out.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna do the first. I'm gonna do a repeat of what I did
Mary.
last week.
Okay. All right.
It's Tifa.
Wrong.
Oh,
This
James
doesn't
out.
kind of Tifa-ish.
James out. James
wait,
out.
we're guessing characters?
I mean, you
Can be.
can. Yeah, it can be character.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
'Cause, I mean, that's
Oh,
how some of them were.
dang,
Okay, fair,
I'm
fair,
out
makes sense.
already.
So
Oh.
James out.
Still don't know yet.
So you guys go both pass. Or you guys want to do your you want to pull a James?
Pass.
No way.
All right. Okay.
What? Pass again.
One more time.
All right.
Yeah, it's definitely not Tifa now. Oh,
Whoa.
what the heck just happened? Yeah.
I feel like the pixels move, so still pass.
A little bit. Yeah. Maybe a little
pass.
bit. All right.
The hell?
Yeah, you see that? It
Yeah.
keeps like zooming in and zooming out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's showing more of a figure a little bit, but I still can't ascertain what it is, so still pass.
Yeah, pass. Oh, it's Ezio.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
Oh,
Right on.
that is
Ezio.
Ezio! Oh my god, that's true, bro. Assassin's Creed 2 was one of the most jaw-breaking games I ever. Jaw-dropping, my bad. Jaw-dropping because man, that was crazy. The game was.
Today I
great.
learned that Tifa and Ezio kind of have a similar color palette, though.
They do. Yeah.
To me, it just looked like that first picture, like the brown looked like the hair. It looked like
I could see it.
gloves. Yeah, so I was like, okay. Man, why is
Yeah,
my
all
Discord like tripping?
Here's the next one. This one's gonna be a hard one, to be honest.
Oof.
This one's gonna be a real hard one. Like I am pulling from back deep in my library.
Wow.
You could be doing this, man.
I'll
Yeah.
pass this one.
Pass.
I should have just gotten all that.
Alright.
Blah, blah, pass.
Yeah, this one's gonna be
Pass.
really hard.
Yeah, definitely passes.
Can we ask you for hints?
No,
no hints.
It's not. No hints.
Pass.
Yeah.
Still pass.
Okay.
Yeah, pass.
For
For me.
too.
For me.
All right.
Okay.
Pass.
It's like the
Pass.
clearer the image gets, the worse it gets to me.
For me, it looks familiar for some odd reason, but pass.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Earthworm Jim.
Wrong.
Who?
So Brian's out.
Oh,
Wait,
I know what it
what?
is. Is it what is it called? The comic book
Oh.
game from Sega Genesis.
Oh, I don't know about that.
What is that comic book game called?
I know what it's called.
No, what is it called?
I can't tell you. Yeah.
Nope.
Shoot, it's the comic book game. What is it called? Oh,
Well, you're on your own this one, James, because I don't
Oh.
know that about that one.
Can,
I
I,
know the name
can
of
I
it.
search up the name?
No, you can't. No.
Oh, Comic
no.
Zone. Comic Zone, isn't it?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Comic
Yeah.
Zone.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh wow. Okay, makes sense.
Like I said, like I pulled it from way back.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these are deep cuts. So this one's gonna be
I
another
like
deep
deep
cut.
cuts.
That game has a beautiful art style. Like, I would like a modern version of that with like HD. I think that would be pretty cool.
Damn,
Yeah,
only
that is
four.
very
only,
simple
well,
looking.
only 4 pixels. Okay.
So we've got Brian with 1, James with 1.
I'm 0.
Yeah, I don't know. Pass.
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 Yeah, I know. This one's a tough
This
one.
little move.
This one's a really hard one.
Yeah, pass.
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 Yeah, I'll
on me.
pass.
Pass.
Could be pass.
I'm losing this
Pass.
one again. I know that. Pass.
Vector Man.
Yeah, he's right. Vector Man.
Oh,
There you go.
nice.
That's crazy. That's nuts. Wow.
Yeah, I would have never gotten that one.
See, that one was a deep cut too. Like, yeah.
All right, James. Gotta see if you can tie me.
Yeah, let's see if I tie you. At least
So this
tie
one
you.
should actually be. I think this one should be easier.
Oh, Zidane. Or Zidane, however you want to pronounce him.
No, yeah, you got it.
That's
That's crazy.
Woohoo!
That's nuts.
good one.
I love
Good
Final
one,
Fantasy
James.
9. Final Fantasy 9 is like, I'd probably be in Final Fantasy 9 more than 7, actually. And it's still not
Mine's
my
at 9.
favorite. Huh?
9's like a perfect game. Like,
It
it's
is.
so good. It really is.
Everything
The-
about
the-
9 is great.
I thought 16 was a perfect game, Bryant. What happened?
They both are.
It's funny, like I've played 9 a lot, but I still think I played 10 the most. Yeah, I think-
10, I have problems with.
really, I love 10. Like everything about
I'm playing
10
it
was
now on my computer, and
You're playing
it's-
10 now?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I played off and on. I stopped. What part am I at? Who's the? God, what's his name? Master something.
great. Seymour.
Meister
Master
Seymour.
I see
Yeah.
more,
Seymour.
Maester
Yeah.
Seymour.
Maester Seymour. I'm fighting him right now.
Ooh,
That's
So
an
I'm, like,
awful
early-
name. I just think
I
of
mean-
The Simpsons.
I know. So I'm early in the game,
yeah.
but like that's where I'm at, and I'm like,
Oh, if you're
I
fighting
just-
Seymour, no, because you don't fight him till like almost halfway
no,
through the game.
you for the first time. You fight him for the first time.
Is that
it
in the
has to be
beginning of
further
the
along.
game?
It's
I
like
feel
not
that's
at the
halfway
beginning, but I think
already.
it's like a third of the way. Like I'm not too far. I don't think I'm that.
I
far
feel like
into
it's
the game.
halfway because that's way
Okay.
after Luca. Because the first time you fight him is after you discover the far plane, right? Because you got that whole thing with the far plane, and you're in was it Maka something forest,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah. I want to say you're almost. I'm pretty sure that's halfway through the game.
It doesn't feel like it because I got there quick.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Let's have a Final Fantasy discussion episode. That'd be a good convo to have.
That would. I
One
wouldn't
day.
mind that. I think everyone here has played Final Fantasy. We'll see how topics are looking for next week, and if there's no topics, we'll just talk about Final Fantasy and how 16 is not the best Final Fantasy.
Definitely not the best, but definitely not as bad as
Not the
people make it out
worst.
to be. So
No, I wouldn't. Call
It's
it the
my
worst.
favorite. I know that doesn't necessarily make it the best, but it is my favorite.
Yeah,
still a very good game to me. So yeah,
I would
Okay.
say Zodiac Age is probably not my least favorite
it's your least
out
favorite.
of the ones I played.
Really?
That's the game I wish I could like so much, and I just can't. I've
Really?
tried so many
What?
times. Yeah.
I
I
love
just-
that.
I have not touched that one yet.
It was the first
I
Final
have
Fantasy
curiosity
game.
about it.
It was the first Final Fantasy game that went away from the turn-based style, which I did not like.
I feel that the people who don't like the game is the character that you control, they utilize the gambit system on their character. And of course you won't like it because it just autoplays itself. I never used the gambit
No, I
system
never did
on
that.
my
I never did the
character.
gambit system. My
Okay.
problem was that every single character is the same. Because the skill
What?
tree, you can mix, like,
Oh,
everyone can
not
have the same
the
skill
Zodiac
tree.
Age doesn't do that. Not in the Zodiac Age.
No, it was it not Zodiac Age? Which
no,
one was that one?
the original Final Fantasy 12 was like that. Not in the Zodiac
Yeah,
Age.
you were locked
Alright,
into your
okay.
role in 12, and Zodiac
Yeah.
you could change around.
Yeah.
that's a
That's
bit
what I'm talking
confusing
about.
because
Like,
No.
'cause I had 3 characters that like all the same skill sets.
Yeah, no, in 12 you're a lot and in 12 anybody can be anything. In Zodiac
that's what
Age you
I
actually
thought,
have
yeah.
job classes. So like when you start up the game, you choose a board and then you're locked to that board. So like if you want somebody to be a white mage, you're a white mage and that's it. You're locked there.
I just sworn in Zodiac the feature they added is that you could change to another one.
They added
Yeah.
a secondary job. So in the original
Okay,
one you only
that's
had
what
one
it is.
job. In the Zodiac Age like remaster that came out, now you have 2 jobs. So you have a subclass in or no, you have just 2 separate jobs. But you don't unlock the second job to like way further into the game. But yeah, no, I know because like 12 is one of my favorites. I love 12, and I do understand that everybody can be the same in terms of like combat, which to me didn't bother me because like the hunts.
Oh, that bothered me.
To me, like the hunts was
made
there.
it no fun.
I mean, you didn't do the hunts then because like the hunts were pretty tough. And
I mean, okay. Here's the thing: if it's possible that everyone can be the same, that doesn't mean that they're forced to be the same. You can change them. You can literally change it how you want them to be.
Well, if you max out
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah. So like it's like there's like if you're saying, which is this is a niche game, Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. You play as 5 characters. They're all demons, and they all have like the same skill trees. But you can actually delegate them on how they play if you want them to be support, want to be a DPS, want to be a tank, so on and so forth.
Yep.
So it's if from what James was explaining, literally sounds like Digital Devil Saga to me.
It's basically that. So like I had like I had a tank, I had a healer, and then I had somebody that was long range, and that was always my setup. Oh, let me see what you posted here. Let's see. Zodiac Age general discussion. Let's see. Change second job. Yeah, so that's your second job. Oh, if you refund it. Okay, so you can refund it by talking to the clan thing, but you're still locked into the job technically. So it's like so when you get to the license board, you have to choose.
Yeah.
So if you choose white mage, then all the skills you get are based around the white mage. So you can only use staves. Where the original game, you could use a sword and be a mage at the same time. So in this one, yeah, you do that. All the skills in magic you learn are white mage based, right? Like cure, life, and stuff like that, or whatever, raise or whatever. I forget what they call it in that.
Because like in Final Fantasy X, the grid skill tree, like there can be overlap, but it takes a while. It takes a really long time.
This was the same
for
thing,
the
though.
it takes a long time for the overlap. But on 12, like out the gate, everyone has the same starting point. So if I wanted everyone to have staffs and have all the same stats and all the same skills at the same, like
no,
it
that's
can
not
be
true.
done.
Everyone does not have the same starting point.
It felt like because that's where I stopped playing the game game because when I got to a point where like all 3 of my characters were built exactly the same just because those specific skills had the best positives.
I'm
right?
100%.
There weren't a lot of drawbacks.
Yeah.
And at that point, like the battle got boring, and then the way you battle, I wasn't a fan of because again at that time, Final Fantasy was turn-based.
Yeah.
And that's what I was all so used to. Like each character was turn-based. Everyone had their specific like uses.
Gotcha. No, I know for a fact you didn't start in the same spot because you started wherever their weapon was located. So like Vaughn in the beginning, you had a sword and a shield. So you had that. Balthier, he uses a gun. So you were in a spot where there was a gun, but they would still overlap. You can get to that same area. Similar to what's this?
They had everyone on a staff. Like everyone had staff, and they all had like speed and strength buffs.
Yeah, that's
so like they pretty much all
weird.
played the same, and I was like, I'm done.
I never had anybody use a staff in mines, like except for one person, Pinello. was the only one. I mean, I would try Zodiac
We'll do a
Age.
Final Fantasy discussion one day.
Yeah, we will.
Question.
Yeah.
We're talking about Zodiac Age, right?
Yeah,
Not 12.
that's
Final
12.
Fantasy 12.
remake,
Final
the
Fantasy
remaster.
Final Fantasy 12. The Zodiac Age.
Correct.
What's
Right.
that? What's it?
The
So
one
The
that
remaster
banned.
for PS4 and PC.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I saw it on PC and stuff. I remember back.
I'll play the first
What
one.
was another game? There was
Not
like
the
there was
remaster.
another Final Fantasy that like got like mixed reviews because of his PC port. I forgot which one that one was. It was definitely not the Zodiac Age. Then
No,
it was another
12.
game.
13 had a really bad PC port.
Not that one.
Did
It
it?
was definitely
Yeah.
not that one. I'm not saying that it
They fixed
doesn't,
it.
doesn't have a
11?
bad PC port. There was
Yeah.
another game. It was
Did 11
was
have
a-
a PC port?
FF.
It was,
Oh,
it was MMO only.
15.
Well, no, this Final Fantasy was originally on PSP, and then they got Type something. It's
Type
Type
Zero?
something.
Type
Or
Zero.
Type O?
Yeah,
Zero?
Type Zero.
Yeah.
Type Zero. Yeah. I was looking at that game a lot because it looked cool to me, and it was on
It's
PC.
alright.
But people were saying that don't get this because the PC port, which is terrible. I'm like, seriously?
I don't know. I played it on PS4. It was all right.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that. I mean, just
it's still the same thing. People are saying that this port is a mess.
yeah,
This is like, damn. All right, rest in peace, man.
yeah. It
So.
wasn't the best. It was
For-
it was okay.
Bro, this is already bad to the fact that I already have this game in my library. When did I buy this game? Oh my god.
You have Type O in your library?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
I think it's called.
That'd be
Type-
another
either
fun
Type O or
game to
Type
play.
O.
Go into our.
That is
Steam
so bad.
library.
It's so bad that like I forgot I bought this game. I was talking to the guys like I was just looking at this game, but I already bought this.
I found out. What did I find out? Because the other day I was looking at my Steam library and there was a game on here I didn't know I had. Let me see if I could find it.
There's got to be a term for this where like you have so many games in your Steam
Yeah.
library. You just forgot you bought the game already. It's crazy.
That's
Oh.
happened. I've rebought things before.
I didn't know I had Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 and Mega Man 11.
Ooh.
Yeah, like they're all in there. I was like, when did I get that? And I think it was part of one of like the Capcom like Humble Bundle things that I did. Because I was like, I don't remember ever buying those games. But
think-
I have those on there.
I think what happened was I bought Type Zero on like a really like good sale, so maybe like at $10 at most.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. And you know how Steam sales go. You just see like a 5 good games at good prices. You're bang bang bang, call it a day, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be more for some people, but like for me, that's all I did because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play this game one day. Like I have a limited time now, not really, but it's Jesus, man,
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Alrighty, well, that's all we have for today's podcast. Appreciate everyone for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. We are trying to hit 600 subscribers. We're so close. We're sitting at 595. So we just need 5 more subscribers, and then we'll be at goal. Got like a week to go, or no, about 2 weeks to go. So we still got time, but definitely every little bit counts. Sharing helps out the channel a lot. We will be back on Thursday with some more Crystal Chronicles, trying to finish that. We're gonna attempt the final boss this time and hopefully win.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Also, don't forget to follow over at Twitch because I do simultaneously stream on there. Ash, where can they catch you at?
You can definitely catch me at Astro I'm still I haven't uploaded anything yet. But I'm slowly getting the content creator passion again over time. So once it's like in full throttle, I'll be able to upload like at least a couple of videos per week or something like that.
Follow Justice is coming soon.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
Yeah, hopefully. So
Speaking of that, I think Capcom posted a sweet like cover art of all the characters. I was like, that's
They
pretty
did.
cool.
Beautiful.
Or not cover art, but wallpaper.
Yeah.
For that. Bryant, where can I catch you at?
I am at red_so_deep on X, formerly known as Twitter.
What about you, Fan?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy on Twitter or Twitch or YouTube. I just can't call it X. That's just
Yeah.
I get it, bro.
I just like
We're so
I
used
just
to
like
it.
to be formal. That's all.
we say Twitter and then we're like, screw you, Elon. We're not going by your freaking letters and alphabets and crap. I still feel bad for his new kid, bro. You see the name of his new kid, right?
it's a bunch of symbols.
I know. I'm like, how do you say
I
that?
do not know. That's interesting. And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter. Don't forget to check out Fan's stream. He's been doing Ghost of Tsushima lately, so definitely check that out. If you've never seen Ghost of Tsushima, watch it. Amazing game. second favorite game of all time. Beautiful game, beautiful world, and it's even more amazing when you even think about it because that all that was done on the PS4. Even in the PS5 version, as I don't know what it adds. Like I still think the PS4 version looked great. So, but yeah,
Maybe
definitely.
just smoother gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah, didn't this
I mean,
add
higher
60
frame rate.
FPS
Yeah,
to it or
60
something?
FPS.
Yeah.
That's about
I
it.
think that's the only difference or something.
Yeah.
I think the one that I bought is the director's cut edition.
Yeah.
I just want a PC.
They
version
added
coming out, that's
that,
all.
and I think the director's cut gives you the DLC. The was it something island, Ishii Island, or something like that? I
Yeah.
forgot what it
Yeah,
is.
They also-
multiplayer, right, or something.
That was a free update in
Yo,
4.
you can also play it in black and white mode where only the blood is red.
Yeah, the Kurosawa mode. Yeah, my man Kurosawa. But yeah, yeah, and like I said, we'll be back Thursday. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.